Which dog?
Hey, no, no, hey, no, no, hey, no, no, hey, hey, no, hey, no, no, hey, no, no, hey, no.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Two Beers Deep and Thoughts on the Bench. Same issue, same show. New background
We're
for
all
me.
under one umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the
Well,
umbrella.
always have been. Turning that around so that the light can hit me. It is cleaner without needing a light.
You know what? The light in there looks better than in your bedroom, actually, I must say.
It's interesting. Like the lights out here are very I don't know. They're like bright lights. The ones in my bedroom are like hued weird, and I hate it, and I don't really get it.
It's like those lights are exactly intended for, large gatherings of people, whereas the
Yep.
bedroom ones are more like, lower dimmed and stuff for sleeping purposes, you would think.
Sleeping, yes, of course.
Yes, sleeping purposes, Yeah.
Yeah, but we're out in the living room. Moved it out here. Should have probably had it all along for two reasons. One, this makes me want to game more because I don't have to get up, go to my fucking bedroom, go back. And two, I just think it makes sense. I didn't eat at that dinner table one time.
Which is wild because, like, for as long as I've like visited you, like that dinner table has like been a present force
it's
there,
just
but
been
and that's true. And that's true. It's literally just been your junk table,
Mm-hmm.
which is nothing wrong with, for the record. Like junk
No.
drawers are a staple in living rooms in
Mhm.
general. So why not have a junk table? Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Yeah, you're not trying to entertain people. Fuck. Like I'm in the same boat as you. Like if I make dinner for myself, I'm not fucking sitting on my dinner table. I'm gonna sit in my living room,
Yep.
enjoy myself, relax or something. Or if
Go
I have
watch
to
some
work,
TV.
I'll be sitting here and then eating while I'm doing it at the same time. Like I don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, it just makes sense. But we got a football game tonight. We got Broncos Saints, where the Saints' number one wide receiver is Bub Means. Crazy.
Hit staple, baby. Yeah, and also news that Rashid Shaheed apparently is going to be out for the year now.
I saw 4 to 6 weeks, but my guess would be year.
I think I saw the ESPN alert where it said they were putting him on IR, but they said the recovery was going to be 4 to 6 months or something like that. So
Mike Williams officially on the trade block. He's linked to us.
good. I mean, like,
maybe.
first, I completely forgot we were actually like trying to get him in the offseason too.
Uh-huh.
So like, I nothing wrong with him as a potential number 2 receiver. Just saying.
Not at
but,
all. We got Agatha all along to get to.
We do.
We both. I obviously liked last week's episode better, but this week's episode makes me feel so caught up that I'm excited for the rest of the season.
We'll get into that because that's the style of episode that I enjoy a lot. So we'll get into that
I think
one.
it's a little lazy, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
And then we got some MLB talk, a lot of stuff, Pens suck. But we're going to start the show with an old staple of mine and Greg's. I have done these 4, but we're going to play a little Sporkle. Sporkle
Now,
for
before we
any...
play Sporkle
Yeah.
real quick,
Oh, yeah,
am I
true.
the only one imbibing tonight?
No. I have them. I just got really excited about Sporkle. I am
Okay.
drinking Tunnel Vision, an IPA from Bearded Iris.
I can't go wrong with that. Did you already crack yours, I'm guessing?
No, I did not. I was just telling you before we crack it.
All right, why not? I'm drinking Rusty Rail Brewing, Fading Sun, a
Ooh.
Blood Orange Sexton Hazy IPA.
I'm a big fan of Rusty Rail.
I love the can design too, and can't go wrong with a session, 5%. So pace myself this evening. Why not?
3, 2, 1, action. Oh, what's interesting about Tunnel Vision? It is an IPA, but they list it as their ale.
Huh?
I mean, it is an Indian Pale Ale.
It is
so
an ale.
isn't-
It is an ale. That is what the A stands for any beer aficionado that didn't know that. But yeah,
Greg not turned his heat on yet.
it is. Whoever asked that, it is currently 59 degrees in my house right now, and it is going to stay that way until my breath is seen, and then I'll turn the heat on.
It's 73 in my apartment and my air and heater off. That was Chipper.
Can't go wrong with that.
Did
Did you tell Chipper about me like being a cheapskate and not turning my heat on just out of curiosity?
I
or-
did not. I realistically forgot that was what you actually did, but I do think
I
you're a psychopath for that.
I only told that to you and Josh. I didn't realize that Chipper would have known that, but yeah.
Well, you wearing a hoodie is more damning than me telling
What's
you.
wrong with hey, listen, if my heat was on, I would still wear a hoodie if it's a comfortable hoodie, just saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chips.
Okay,
suck
that's a
it.
lie. I probably wear shorts, but still.
All right, Sporkle, the first one, Greg.
Hmm.
Actually, we'll start here. NFL first round running backs from the 2000s to present.
Wow. Okay.
I can give you the team drafted by in the year.
Okay.
You just have to ask, like, be like, hey, give me the next one. I'll start at 2023, and then we'll go like that.
Okay.
You don't have to do them in order, though.
Got it. Okay.
All right, I'm pressing play.
Okay. 2023. I don't even remember I don't even remember if there was a first round running back.
In 23?
What? Yeah, 2023.
You just need to name first round running backs right now.
Oh, just off the top of my head. Okay, Todd Gurley.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry about going in order. I'll go in order for my clues.
Okay. Melvin Gordon, Ronnie Brown, Cedric Benson.
You got Donald Brown, 09 for the Colts there. Just a heads up.
Let's go.
Yep.
Cedric Benson, Cadillac Williams.
You also got D'Angelo Williams.
Love the multi-last names one. Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs. Najee Harris. Reggie Bush.
Yep.
Trying to think. LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yep.
Rashard Mendenhall.
Yep.
There's definitely going to be more.
Okay. So here we go. Now we'll do.
Trent Richardson.
Yep.
Adrian Peterson.
Yep.
Bijan Robinson.
There you go.
Yeah. I needed that one.
There was another guy in 2023. He plays for the Lions.
Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yep.
Okay.
The next one is 2021, drafted by the Jaguars.
Oh, Travis Etienne.
The next is 2020, drafted by the Chiefs.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
The next is 2018 by the Patriots.
Ramondre Stevenson?
No.
All right,
2018. Okay. 2018 Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, crap. Crap. Pass.
Okay.
I knew one, too.
2017 Carolina Panthers.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yep. 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars.
God.
Who got drafted ahead of McCaffrey?
Pass. I'm blanking on that one.
2016 Dallas Cowboys.
Ezekiel Elliott.
2012 New York Giants.
Holy shit.
I skipped this one.
Yeah, I'm not going to know that one. Pass.
2012 Tampa Bay Bucks.
Pass.
2011 New Orleans Saints. You got a minute and a half before we cut.
Fuck.
I was going to go the whole 10 minutes.
Skip.
2010 Detroit Lions, 2010 San Diego Chargers, 2010 Buffalo Bills.
Oh, God. I thought I said Melvin Gordon, but that was earlier, I'm guessing.
Yep. Melvin Gordon was 2015.
It wouldn't have been Turner. It wouldn't have been Eckler. God. Marshawn Lynch for the Buffalo Bills.
That was 07, but hit.
I'll take it. Oh, fuck. I'm spinning
2000. Here, I'll hit some classics. 2008 Tennessee Titans.
Chris Johnson.
Yep, and you got Larry Johnson.
Nice.
Let's go 2008 Carolina Panthers. D'Angelo Williams already hit.
Jonathan Stewart.
Yep.
Okay.
Good hit there. I don't know if that is. 2008 Dallas Cowboys was the year Mendenhall was drafted, and Chris Johnson.
Fuck. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know that one. Darren McFadden for the Raiders.
There you go. Well done. We're going to go back to 2018, okay? 2018, 3 quarterbacks won in the first round. Saquon Barkley, blank, and blank. Now, keep in mind, The Seattle Seahawks guy was okay for a little bit, and then bad, and then good, and then went to another team and was a beast for half a year, and is still kind of in the NFL.
Rashad Penny?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the New England Patriots running back. I'm trying to think because it wasn't Damian Harris, I don't think.
No, I don't think it was.
Because we already put Najee Harris, so.
Yeah, we would have gotten that.
But it was one of those guys where Harris went ahead of, or Jacobs went ahead of Harris the year after. It was one of those types of guys. 2017 Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a running back that won a Super Bowl with the Bucks.
Oh God, Leonard Fournette. Wow,
Yep.
how did I miss that one?
Yep. 2012 Buccaneers. I typed it in just to make sure it's right. Who's the muscle hamster?
Oh my God, why am I blanking
Finished
on
his
that
career
name?
with the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
All
that name.
I'm gonna give up on this one. Doug Martin. Doug Martin is his name.
Oh crap! Boise State running back. Fuck.
Oh. I got a PlayStation ad? How long do I gotta wait? I gotta watch a whole ad? Man, this sucks.
To see the results? Oh,
Yeah.
Shame
Oracle
on you.
sold out.
Shame on you.
Can I turn on like an ad blocker, I wonder? That's stupid.
Yeah, that's really dumb. Wow.
I mean, they gotta get money, but.
Yeah, that is true. Like, how else are you gonna like do that for free quizzes? And
Oh,
stuff?
damn it. Okay. So I'm going to go from the year 2000. Jamal Lewis, Thomas Jones, Ron Dane, Sean Alexander, Trung
Wow.
Canady, Deuce McAllister, Michael Bennett, William Green, TJ Ducky, Willis McGahee, Steven Jackson, Chris Perry, Kevin Jones, Lawrence Maroney, Joseph Adai, Felix Jones for the Cowboys.
Lawrence Maroney was a first-round pick. Wow, I would have never guessed that. Felix Jones, fuck, I should have known. Arkansas running back, go to Jerry. Yeah.
No Sean Moreno for the Broncos in 09.
Ah,
Chris Beanie Wells for the Cardinals.
I did not know. I forgot he was a first-round pick.
You forgot CJ Spiller, Ryan Matthews, and Javad Best for the 10.
Ryan Matthews. Oh, wow. Talk about a bust and a half. Jesus.
Mark Ingram, 2011 Saints. David
Oh, I thought I called
Wilson. Not Mark Ingram. You got Trent Richardson.
Okay, I'll take the L on that one.
David Wilson for the Giants, and then the running back for the Patriots in 2018 was Sony Michel.
Oh,
Yeah.
crap. He was like the four running back like grouping that Belichick always like ran with and stuff too. Damn.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I completely forgot Ryan Matthews was a name. God.
I know prominently. I think the most I remember him is Philly.
Uh-huh.
It came being really disappointing. Then go to Philly, and was it him and DeMarco Murray? They were supposed to be like
Yes.
good at the
Yes.
same time.
Yeah, because DeMarco Murray, like for some reason, fell to like the second or third round to the Cowboys. Broke like an insane
Had a great year.
rushing number. I don't think he was a rookie. I think he was like it was like his third or fourth year before his contract was due, and then they ended up trading him to the Eagles, and the Eagles gave him like an absurd extension afterwards, and then just completely like fell off the face of the map. And now's the running back coach at Oklahoma.
Yeah, which is cool to see.
Wild, yeah, which is really cool. He goes back to where it all started, so go for it.
All right, Greg. The next one we're gonna do here. We're doing NFL last drafted quarterback by college. So
Wow. Okay.
I will give you. Here's what's gonna happen. I'll give you the round. In the
Okay.
college, you give me the quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a weird setup, but I like this one. 3, 2, 1, go. First, Alabama, 2023.
Bryce Young.
Arizona, 2012. Third round. We can skip it.
Nick Foles.
Yep. Wow, nice.
Okay.
Arizona State, 2012. Round 2.
Brock Osweiler.
Hit. Auburn, 2019, round 4.
Oh man, it's Jarrett Stidham.
Yes, it is. It's on a heater. Baylor, 2015, round 4. I can't think of this one.
Yep.
Boston College, 08, round 1.
Matt Ryan.
Yep. California, 2017, round 3.
Oh, David Stills.
No.
Skip.
Central Florida, 2014, round 1.
Blake Bortles.
Hit Central Michigan, 2010, round 6. I have no clue.
Round 6. Ugh. Skip.
I'm just going to tell you these next 2 schools because I want to see if you can get it. Cincinnati.
Desmond Ritter.
Yep. Clemson.
The last one drafted.
20,
I guess Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
Okay.
Delaware.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Florida State.
The last one drafted. Jordan Travis.
Yep. Georgia.
Oh God, who was the quarterback? Oh, Stenson Bennett.
Hit.
Okay.
Houston. 2023, round 5.
Skip.
Illinois, 02, round 5.
Ooh. Skip.
Iowa, 2020, round 7.
Oh, your boy, CJ Beathard.
No, it was this other guy. It's not. It's maybe it's on Beathard.
It's not Beathard, huh?
No, it's not. It was a guy I remember being like, I wouldn't mind if the Steelers drafted him, but I can't remember his name. Skip. Kansas State, 2022.
No, skip.
Kentucky, 2024, round 6.
2024. Wow, I did not know they had someone last year draft.
I guessed it right.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yep, I don't know.
Devin Leary.
Oh, he was NC State guy for the longest time. Okay.
LSU.
Last quarterback drafted, Jane Daniels.
Yep. Louisville, 2018, round 1.
Lamar Jackson.
Marshall, 2003, round 1.
Chad Pennington?
That feels right.
I think he was Marshall. Fuck.
Miami, Florida, 2017, round 6.
Oh God, what was his name? Fuck. Skip.
Miami of Ohio, 2013, round 7. I know,
Damn
it
it.
could have been Ben. Michigan, 2024.
JJ McCarthy.
Michigan State, 2016. Round 4.
Connor Cook.
Say it again?
Connor Cook.
Yes, that is correct. Sorry, I thought you said, I don't know what I thought I heard. Mississippi, 2022, round 3. That would be Ole Miss.
I'm drawing a blank on that one. Skip.
Mizzou, 2019, round 2.
Fuck. I was thinking Blaine Gabbert. No, I don't think it's.
Drew Lock.
What?
Drew Lock.
Oh God, he was Mizzou. Wow.
All right, we got 2 minutes, Mark, so we're going to hit just recent ones in big schools. North Carolina, 2024, round 1.
Oh, Drake May.
Yep. Let's go down to Notre Dame, 2021, round 4.
Wow. I don't know.
Ohio State 2023 round 1.
Holy crap! Oh, CJ Stroud. God.
Yes. Oklahoma 2020 round 2.
20 round 2. Crap.
Jalen Hurts, Oregon 2024 round 1.
I'm blanking on so many of these.
The 10th overall pick this last year. Broncos.
Bo Nix. God.
And with the last 45 seconds you got here, Pittsburgh 2022 round 1.
Kenny Pickett.
Good job. Let's see if there's any obvious ones here. UCLA 2023 round 5. TCU 2023 round 7.
Max
Duggan.
Duggan.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit the give up and see what we got. They'll make us do.
That was awful.
It's okay. I mean, that one was tough. I don't know why Leary came to my head, which was funny.
I know. I was thinking NC State for him. Like, fuck. I keep forgetting Drew Lock is Mizzou, and then when I'm like thinking of all these transfer quarterbacks, it's like throwing me off because I forgot Jalen Hurts was Oklahoma for the longest.
Yep. Yeah, I only knew that one right away because it was the year and it made sense, and I was like, oh, second round, boom.
So mad, so mad.
Spinning the wheel of advertisement now, so we may kick this one in a second.
Yeah, you notice I get panicky on the timer shit all the time.
Oh, for sure. All right, we're killing the window. Sporkle is having an all-time meltdown right now, so we are
the worst.
Killing that window. All right, what's going on in baseball, Greg?
So right now, both championship series are currently going on. I actually have Game 3 of Guardians and Yankees on right now. It is top of the 7th. Guardians up 3-1. And then we also have Game 4 of the National League Championship Series tonight between the Dodgers and the Mets. The Dodgers seem to have woken up. Apparently.
We watched, which game was it? The final game of the Padres-Dodgers series. Dude, I just want anybody but the Dodgers at this point.
I really do not want a Dodger-Yankee World Series just because, first of all, like they're the teams with the biggest payrolls in baseball, which is just kind of so anticlimactic. And I don't know, like I feel like it's what all like the big wigs at MLB want. It's what the corporate guys want and all that stuff. And hear me out. Like, yes, it would be cool to see Shohei in the World Series. Don't get me wrong, but and it would be cool to see Aaron Judge in the World Series too. Don't get me wrong, but it's so cliche with having LA in New York in the World Series. Like, I would love to see Mets in Cleveland. The Mets in Cleveland would be just
you couldn't convince me in any life I'll ever be put on this planet that I would root for a Cleveland team.
Fair, completely fair. The last time Cleveland was in the World Series was when the Cubs broke their curse.
Yeah, exactly.
And that took all 7 games, and it took a massive rain delay in Game 7 for the game to finally end.
Yeah,
which is hilarious for it to happen. Which, by the way, also that was before the Cavaliers won their World Championship. But that was still in like the Cleveland like exile of not being able to win a World Championship in any sport.
They blew it because of a drone.
They did. I completely forgot about the drone. Holy
the
crap!
Drone cut his finger off and he was bleeding on the mound and he couldn't pitch anymore.
Oh, what a time! What a time!
What
God.
a moron.
Yes, but still, fucking hilarious. That was 10 years ago.
Dude, it just bothers me that somebody would be like, I get it. You're like, well, it's a minute. Like, what am I supposed to do? Bubble wrap myself? I don't know, man. You primarily use your fingers. Like, maybe don't fly the drone.
I'm sorry, but there was a reason why in Drew Brees' contract he wasn't allowed to ride, what was it, 3-wheelers? And when he had that
Can-Am Spider, baby. Can-Am Spiders.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there should be a thing in most Major League Baseball contracts, too, where if you're a pitcher, do something that's not going to fuck with your hand or arm or elbow or shoulder or anything that is literally a commodity for what you do.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're not gonna like live your life in bubble wrap, right? But at the same time, I don't know. You could be a little smarter. I would think so.
Well, what
Um,
if you're? Well, you could live your life as Bubble Boy.
you could. So let's walk through. So right now, as you mentioned, the Guardians are up 3-1 on the Yankees, but Yankees lead the series 2-0. Dodgers, yeah, as you mentioned, came out of here with 14 to 3. Oh no, wait. I'm so sorry. I was looking at the other one. But 8 runs last game, and
8-0, yeah,
yeah,
8-0 last night in
9-0 opening night, which is crazy.
Yeah, game two is the one where I was kind of like, "Ooh, this is going to be a series,"
Yeah.
especially after the dumb decision that Roberts made by walking Lindor and then getting like Vientos hit a great claim against them. I thought for sure that was going to come back to bite them, but no,
Yeah.
the Dodgers like go into game 3 just with no fear whatsoever of the Mets magic at all whatsoever, and it's going to be this is not going to go quietly into the night for them.
No, I mean, I guess, as on the outside looking in, I didn't really think much of the Guardians coming into it. I think, what did they play? Not Kansas City. Who did they play? The Brewers, no?
They played the Tigers in the last round.
Thank you.
In the divisional round. The Tigers like got in like on the very last.
Pull up a bracket.
The Guardians got in on kind of like the last week of the season, like came up out of nowhere. But hear me out though. The Guardians were the number, and this is like I don't think people are like realizing this, but like in the American League, like that is the 1 and 2 seed playing each other. Like the Yankees finished their regular season the best record in the American League, and the Guardians were like damn near close to them as well. So like I don't think this is necessarily sneaking up on anyone who follows baseball. It's just I think that in the grand scheme of things, like most people aren't expecting a team like the Guardians to be competitive and stuff. But when you look at them, the offense is pretty solid. It's their pitching staff, which is usually like what you need in October to win, is the part that they've been struggling with. Like they've done some goofy shit with their rotation over the last couple of days, especially in I think game 2 where they took their starter out after 1 2/3 innings and he only gave up 1 run.
Yeah.
And I think the manager said something along the line of like they were just hitting him really well and we wanted to get him out. So they're taxing that bullpen and pitching staff really quickly in Cleveland, which is going to come back to hurt them, I think. So I don't know, man. Like, and it's fascinating too. What's also neat about these two league championship series, they're almost like polar opposites of what you expect for teams in October because they don't. I think the Yankees have a really good bullpen, but aside from that, though, none of these 4 teams have elite pitching staffs. So it's fascinating. Where like pitching is usually the catalyst for how teams.
Which we talked a little about last week, how this is like a weird, not weird. Money's being spent to major markets, but in terms of how the team is getting there, it's always been pitching, and there's not too much left.
Yeah, no, this is an offensive-heavy league championship series, especially with Dodgers and Mets. The Mets like got where they were because their offense just got hot out of nowhere. The Dodgers have the Dodgers pitching staff is not as good as it's been in years past, but their lineup is still pretty solid. So that's probably going to be the driving force for them the rest of the way. But I don't know. It's interesting. If you are a baseball fan that would rather see home runs and hits and all that, then probably the series that you want to be watching, especially this year. So because pitching is just not going to be the catalyst as it usually is, which is fascinating.
Yeah, so we got Yankees, Dodgers probably in the final with the Dodgers probably winning again.
More than likely, but you say again too, like they haven't won.
Yeah,
2020. Yeah, it was the COVID year because I remember that was at.
But it's still like them again, like
it is. You're right, and I mean like the
like
Yankees won in 2008, 2009. Yeah. So it's been a while. So yeah, we'll see on that part. I don't know. Like I like teams like coming up out of nowhere and like doing well and stuff like that. Like I like parity. Man, just call me old-fashioned, call me a stickler, but like I like when every team has a good chance, kind of like every other sport that we follow. So,
yeah, cool. That's baseball. Let's talk a little Agatha. Spoilers. Anyone at home that has not seen, Greg and I have been using the show to recap the show, which is Agatha all along. So Greg and I, just to set the stage, we disagree on how good last week's episode is, but we both think it was a great episode.
Yes, yeah.
Greg had mentioned, it felt a little rushed, which I don't disagree with, but for me, like, it's a top 5 episode. I loved the spooky aspect, which is really what I was hoping for out of this show, was Halloween spooky time. And that was there. I loved the style, the Ouija board, the Nicholas Scratch confirmation, the fact that we're now understanding who Billy Maximoff is and all that. This episode, I think this is a perfect juxtaposition of who we are, because this episode mattered, and so you think it's amazing. For me, I think the last episode was amazing because it was just a good episode, but this one I can respect the fact that we now know more than we've ever known.
So what I find fascinating about this one is that this episode is very much in line with how we touched on it last week about our favorite episodes. This is the Asylum episode from Moon Knight. This is the previously on episode from WandaVision. This is the episode that fills in the gaps that you were curious about or still had lingering questions on or wanted to know more about.
Do you feel that's a little tropey at this point?
No.
Okay.
I think because think about it, like almost every like Disney Plus, every Marvel series like doesn't give you like the very beginning of the story. Like it puts you in like a beginning of a situation and then takes you on the ride, but yet you're still guessing and you still want to know stuff. I mean, you're eventually going to. This is just filling in the gap for you, but it's not like the mystery is ended or anything like that. There's still 3 more episodes to find out, but because I knew we were going to get a one of these episodes, like a backstory episode, to like understand how Billy Maximoff exists.
Yeah.
The things about this episode and we got so many answers to. One, we understood how he is Billy Maximoff, which is not what I expected, but I think was also very well done. If that makes sense. I think it was very well done to the point of like it's the end of the Hex. It's clearly when Wanda is trying to bring in the chaos magic again, and Billy recognizes what's happening, and you hear in the background like the spell being cast, and he wakes up and realizes like he's not where he was, like he's now in a brand new body altogether. I love that aspect so much. And the other thing I loved about it too, 2 more things. One, I love now seeing the vantage point of what everyone saw Agatha as in the Hex.
Yeah, dude. So let's go through the episode because that part to me was amazing. So I'm gonna just keep walking through the story the way that we have, because that part I didn't get it at first, and so let's get into it here. We start the episode off at a bar mitzvah, basically. It is the gentleman that we've learned as Teen. He is living his life as William. William Kaplan. And he seems, I don't want this to come across as crazy. The kid is 13. But he seems so different than the Teen we know. And like enough that you're like, they're portraying him to be a straight athletic football player type of character, if I can 100%. Say it that way. So we see at the going through some stuff in life, reading the Torah, and then it is the bar mitzvah party where he's just dancing and hanging out, dancing with girls.
He's having fun as any 13-year-old would in that situation. Yeah.
At this point, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking like. I'm not sure what to think at this point. I'm just kind of like, okay. This is like something. I know he said something happened at 13 that changed it. So this is clearly like the beginning of that phase of trying to understand, something happens here that like changes him. So we're kind of like now seeing like the prelude to that a little bit.
So keep going.
But like what you're going to get into is like now what I was not prepared for.
Well,
was what we find out who put the sigil on him.
So we're at the bar mitzvah. It's a great time. William runs to his dad, who says, "You're having a great time," and like it's really interesting because you hear in the Agatha show, Teen say, "Oh, my mom loves that. My dad uses that." So these are who we're assuming are the mom and the dad.
Yeah,
lovely family, having a great time. They eventually, yes, we get into what is a tent. It feels like, I mean, the only really bat mitzvah thing that I'm aware of is the You're So Not Coming to My Bat Mitzvah, the Adam Sandler movie. And so at that, they have themes and they have games and like sections. And so this seems to be one of the sections of the bat mitzvah. It is a giant tent. And so William peers through, and around it basically feels like an Earthbound from back in the day. And it is a palm reader's tent, which happens to be run, is it Lilia?
Yes, Lilia.
Run by Lilia, the clairvoyant member of the current coven. She says, and we'll just get through the scene and then we can react to it all. She says, let me see your palm, and they're going through it. And William goes, tell me what happens, but don't tell me everything. Like, I want some surprises. And she mentions that his spirit is split, and then something about a tree, and it's pretty ominous. But she's terrified.
Something about a tower being reversed.
The tower has been reversed.
Yeah.
And then, long story short, William, a little freaked out. She talks about how there's like a split coming. He's a little freaked out, gets up, says, I love the aesthetic, walks out. And then we notice that Lilia grabs a wooden block and paints what seems to be at first a praying mantis and then turns into a dragon. And then you notice that is the sigil, that is the symbol that is across Teen's mouth. She drops that into the jacket and ensures one of the teacher gets him his jacket back.
I was not prepared for that being the instance where the sigil is cast on him. I love it so much. I thought that was so cool and so unique that like the divination witch is literally the one that like foresees this coming and is like, I need to prepare for this.
And it makes so much sense in the grand, like,
it does.
Of course, the future scene witch would do it, like, duh.
Which is why I love episodes like this. It's like, oh my god, like now I understand it, and it's even funny that like when Agatha says the witch who cast it probably wouldn't be able to tell either, which makes sense because in episode 3 they noticed the sigil on him as well. So that's amazing that she did it and didn't even realize it.
Yeah, and so cool parts for me here. It did take me a little while to realize that was the sigil. I thought it was like a dark demon spirit at first, but it's interesting and it's cool. So then we get a shot. William's out there, and basically all hell's breaking loose. The cops are saying, "Get out!" People are rushing home. They're saying something's happening in Westview, and we then get a shot of William in the car. His parents are driving, and they see Wanda's giant red. Now there is something in the later parts of the episode that allude to that being when her and Agatha Harkness were fighting. We'll get to what that portion of it is, but it seems to be that part of the red cube around. Not just the development of it, but it's shrinking. William screams, "Mom," and it turns that there is a truck that went into their side of the road, which I thought was interesting. Like, the truck came into their side, meaning the truck was looking at it too. But they slam the brakes, crash into a tree, and William wakes up screaming, "Tommy." Important note of this one is the witch that was the healing, the sun, whatever, the orange witch, the yellow witch.
The protector witch. The
protector witch. She is the EMT person that rescues William from the car.
So that's fascinating, where we realize like Billy Maximoff's spirit literally goes into the nearest vessel that was vacant, which is how he is reborn.
I was so close in my theory. Now, that's funny because obviously he became unconscious, so it was a body, came back in. But remember last week I was telling you that I believe that this is Billy. We were both saying it was Billy Kaplan, or William Kaplan, Billy Maximoff. The reason I did was because this is in this universe. This is like where, I don't know, I forget how I was trying to word it, but it was basically in our timeline, obviously, like he attaching to that soul. Like, that isn't him, it's him attaching. Like, it's the shard of soul that comes out in the comic books. So close. But yeah, so anyways, the soul latches onto the body. Next we see William in the hospital, freaking out a little bit, seeing everything happening. I'll fast forward because not too much of it. They get to the house, and you can basically find out he can read minds. And he's telling everyone to stop, and he's freaking out. But he's not having a good time.
No. No. And then he's appearing. He has this like crisis moment where he goes upstairs into his room and he's looking around trying to understand what's going on. But then I think at that point, like he does understand who he actually is. Like he is Wanda's son, but now he's realizing the situation he's in, so he's kind of forcing himself to be.
I don't think he knows he's Wanda's son here.
Well,
I don't think that happened until the parking garage.
Oh, okay, that's interesting then. But
I
he
think,
has
Go ahead.
he has like the understanding, like he is not.
He knows he's not that thing. Because here's
Right.
the thing is, like, the soul jumped into a brand new body, and the soul of that is like, I don't know where I am, I don't know why I am. Like, even if he's thinking there, like, Wanda was my mom and now I'm here, I don't believe it happens until the garage. So fast forward a little bit and let me know if I'm missing any
So the
parts.
garage is the light. The garage is the light.
Yes, and that, well, it's so much not even the light bulb. It's the same as yelling the name Nicholas Scratch and that being the ghost. Because Agatha had a hint that Teen was her kid.
Right.
And so until
right.
she heard Nicholas Scratch as the ghost, she there's still a possibility. Anyway, so Teen, we fast forward, some stuff happens. Teen is in the car with the person that is called Boyf on the phone.
Right.
You can hear the thoughts and basically starts to tell Boyf, as they say, I love you, that he is not William Kaplan. And so he takes him to the bedroom where they're showing. And the reason I was saying that I think it's the Agatha fight in that is because the videos of it have the witch's spell sigils on the side.
Yeah. What I also found fascinating about it as well was like, and this is a little bit later on, I was totally expecting like also to, as soon as that moment happens, that he would come from like almost like a broken home a little bit, that him kind of like being almost this new person entirely would have like kind of created like hostile like situation like growing up in for 3 years, and it's not. Like he actually came from like a very loving home like in those 3 years and stuff, which I found fascinating and also kind of nice to know about too.
Yeah. So he shows Boyf, and then to Boyf he says, well, I'm meeting a resident. And so we get the famous shot from the mid-season trailer of a gentleman in a raincoat and a bucket hat. And Greg turns around Ralph Boner, the gentleman that was cast to be Quicksilver in the WandaVision TV show by Wanda of it. But the things I want to call out about Ralph Boner. So let's stop here before we get into what he says.
First of all, great reveal.
Well,
great reveal.
Sure. Who did you think it was before he even turned around?
I
thought it was Agatha's neighbor.
I thought it would have been Mr. Davis.
So the Davis is, there was a theory I saw which Mr. Davis, what's the wife's name?
Sharon.
Oh, I'm
Davis?
so sorry. Yes, I'm so sorry. You keep going. Keep telling me why you thought it was him.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Mr. Davis simply for the fact that like
that's a really good guess.
They talked about how like he wasn't there anymore, like he had passed or something, but I didn't understand kind of the time frame of where everything was, so like I guess that may have been like where I goofed up then, because like I didn't realize it was almost the same evening he meets Ralph is the same evening he goes to Agatha's as well. So like I guess it couldn't have been him. But that's when I'm like thinking resident. I'm like, oh, it's a male. But then I completely forgot that that was technically his home that Agatha essentially took over.
So that's what we learned. We learned that Agatha came in. Agatha forced him to be her husband, which is why when she yells, which I never caught on, when she says, "Oh, Ralph," well, like that's the Ralph she's talking about. Did that hit you before this episode?
What, like in WandaVision when she says, "Oh, Ralph"?
When she's like, "Oh, Ralph would lose his head if I wasn't around," or "Oh, Ralph needs me to come home and cook dinner," like all those, he was the Ralph.
Oh yeah, like that was the reveal in the finale. Like I don't connect the dots on it because like in the end, like when
that's what I'm asking. I'm asking you, did you connect the dots that her Ralph was Ralph Boner before this episode?
Oh no,
okay,
no,
that's
I did
what
not.
Yeah,
I did not know. And then like as I did, I'm like, oh, we finally now are kind of like seeing like from Ralph's perspective like all the craziness that occurred when Agatha like basically like forced her way into that scenario because she saw the chaos magic and wanted it, essentially.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And I was not prepared for that cameo, but it was very well done because again, like when that cameo first happens in WandaVision, you're like, holy shit, they recasted Quicksilver. And then they
Yep.
even screw.
Well, not even recasted because that is the mutant Quicksilver.
That is the mutant Quicksilver.
So everybody said she must have pulled Quicksilver from another universe to fill the gap.
Mm-hmm. And then it turns out, no, it was just a super simple, like, no, I'm an actor, or I'm just playing
Which
a part.
is funny that it's the multiverse, so that's a possibility.
It is, and it was very Iron Man 3-esque, you know, like with the Mandarin. Like, no, I'm playing a part. They hired me to do this.
Did you were you okay with, I guess, kind of how messed up Ralph Boner was? Because here's my thing.
Okay.
When she finds out he's Ralph Boner, he didn't seem too upset. Maybe he was under a hex or a spell at that point, but like
I believe in his like description to Billy, like he's even talking about how Agatha made him do so many like horrible things,
like poison the dog,
including poison the dog, and
So I'm wondering if the hex on him for Wanda was a double hex from Agatha to make Wanda think she, you know what I mean, like because Wanda didn't remember she was doing it at that time.
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. I'm curious because Wanda had full control of what was going on in that, except for Agatha. She didn't control Agatha at all. Yeah. Like she controlled the residents, but maybe Agatha, because she was powerful enough to be able to bypass that hex, she was also able to control Ralph as well. So yeah, so it makes sense why Ralph would be so fucked up, because he's even talking about how it's like you're seeing yourself on TV
yeah.
without being able to control yourself, but then you have Agatha also controlling you as well. What to do? That's. Man.
So he basically, the best part of this whole interaction in my mind is when he goes, don't ask about Agatha, don't ask about Agatha, don't ask about Agatha, and Billy Kaplan could read minds, and he says, who's Agatha Harkness? Yeah, I mean, it was a beautiful setup, because the next scene we get is the break-in, when Agatha thought she was chasing Teen around, and Greg, I can't express to you how confused I was until it hit me, and then I rewatched the scene. Okay. What I mean by that is he goes in, steals it. Agatha says, hey, what are you doing? He comes outside. She trips and falls. And he's like, I just need this. I'm so sorry. If you stop, I'll stop. And I'm like, well, I didn't. Maybe, yeah, he's got a mask on, but I didn't hear any of that. He then falls and then goes back in the house. And all these things happen that didn't happen when we watched it with Agatha. And so Mrs. Hart pauses her car, or stops her car. And they capture him that way, and then they're in the house, and I'm like, but they did this in the jail. Then it hit me.
Yeah, this is what actually occurred, and in the first episode, you're seeing it from Agatha's perspective in the hex.
This is what she has been doing for 3 years in that house.
So you can even when Billy's on the chair talking about oh, you typecasted me as the ruffian outcast and stuff like that.
I was so confused.
Yeah, that's the logic. You're seeing it now from the vantage point of what everyone technically sees Agatha as. The part that I'm still trying to understand, because we're seeing it from the actual vantage point, and Billy is doing the incantation to break Agatha from her spell, right?
Yeah.
Here's the part that I'm still struggling with. Rio had to have been there, right?
Why?
Because my logic with this is in the first episode and stuff, they see each other.
Yep.
At least in her hex. And
you're just saying Rio's in the house.
Rio should be in the house.
Yes, for sure she is.
Okay. So Teen does not see her, or sorry, Billy does not see her, so Rio's hiding the entire time. So I'm curious if when Billy starts the incantation to break Agatha out of the hex, does Rio finish it?
Why?
Because Agatha locks Billy in the closet, which, great line, by the way. I don't want to be in the closet again. Hilarious. but but like traps him in the closet, so like he can't finish the spell, and then like if you remember in episode 1, Rio's the one that's like reminding her like, who are you, and then she finally breaks free of the spell. So I'm curious if Rio was still there the entire time, was waiting for, I don't know, was trying to figure out how to break Agatha out of this. Billy comes in and does it, and essentially begins the process. So now she's able to pull her out of it finally.
I think, yeah, I think it's a good theory. I think and I'm going to say what I'm thinking before I say if it helps or hurts your theory. Agatha Harkness mentions to Teen someone strong enough to break the Scarlet Witch's hex. So either A, Rio Vidal had to wait for someone to attempt to then do it to make it look like she didn't do it, or B, Billy did the hex to just the bare minimum, but Rio Vidal, since the hex was kind of being beaten by Billy's words, she was the one that said, Agatha, who are you? Like, you're out of the hex. Like, grow up. Who are you? Like, you're doing this. Like, I almost think that Agatha was just like, I don't want to, like, I'm accepting that this is what is happening, even after it wore off. And she was like, Agatha, you're Agatha Harkness. Like, get the fuck up off the ground type of thing. That's how I took it, as, like, Billy's thing worked, but it's the Scarlet Witch's hex. So it's super, super fucking powerful. That's all backed by Agatha saying, oh, you're strong enough to break the Scarlet Witch's hex. Sure, anybody can cast that spell, but Rio being there was the thing that, like, it's like the door was open and she grabbed Agatha and pulled her through the door.
Okay, so that's interesting then. Okay, so the residual stuff was like Agatha was still not ready to, like, leave.
That's kind of where I was taking it. But I don't disagree that there was something that maybe Rio could, but then my question to you would be, like, why would she have to wait for someone to be there? Like, that's my question back. And maybe it's because she doesn't want Agatha to know, or maybe she can't do it alone.
It could also be because Rio's not strong enough to break a Scarlet Witch hex. Like, it's very possible.
But in your thing, Billy went under the stairs, and then she just did it.
Yeah,
that's where I'm lost.
I'm kind of taking on your point as well, that, like, it's possible that, like, because of Billy being able to start it and begin the incantation, that, like, Rio was able to yank her out.
Yeah, it's like an entry level wizard casts a spell, and the spell's a fireball, and it shoots out a little one, and then a bigger wizard comes in and lights something or puts something big in front of it that'll catch fire. Like, Rio can't produce fire, but she's like, here's a giant tumbleweed, and it catches fire, and then it becomes a giant fire tumbleweed.
It's like the entry-level wizard, like, has an understanding of what to do, but isn't strong enough yet to be able to pull it off. It's very much like, it's like in Deathly Hallows Part 2, where Crab, like, sets the salamander, like, with his wand, but he's not strong enough to be able to control it and stuff, so it kills him. Yeah, exactly. That's the logic I think I'm going with.
So, comes out of the spell, and, takes kind of a second, but gets out and, shows a couple scenes between the two of them, and then gets back to the road where Agatha confronts Billy, and they have a long conversation. I was not prepared.
I didn't expect that conversation in this episode.
Really? I thought they'd be buttoned up.
I thought the episode was going to end at that scene where Agatha asks him who he is, and then he says he's Billy Maximoff. I thought it was going to end at that scene, but the fact that we got that conversation between the two was awesome.
So if it ends with Billy Maximoff, and next episode she goes, what do you want from the road? We spend that entire episode assuming that we are going to get, like, exactly what he wants. If they end, so last week they ended by saying, you're so much like your mother, Crown. Started a week-long conversation about, okay, it's Billy Maximoff. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? This week's conversation is, who is Tommy? Who is Tommy? Who is Tommy? Who is Tommy? Like, they're smart. You end on this level of a cliffhanger, which is, what do you want? My brother. All right. Let's get on the road, because next episode you come into it 100% focused on just the next thing. You're not lingering. Like, it felt, I'm with you, where, like, there was a lot of the big moments in the mid-season trailer given up, such as the bucket hat guy, such as what is Billy, Maximoff on the road. My interesting thing is, though, So I saw a lot of theories. This one comes from New Rockstar that the end of the road is hell, and Wanda
Okay.
would be in hell, and we would be introduced to Mephisto, and that would be a way for Wanda to come out of it with Tommy as well. Now it seems like he just wants Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. Like, why? I guess wouldn't you want your mom and Tom? I don't know. That. Maybe it's because if his soul's out there, Tommy's is out there somewhere as well. I don't know. It was
Right.
interesting.
No, he even said like as he's talking with Agatha, he says like, I know he's out there.
Mhm.
I can feel him. I just don't know how to reach him. And the road promises what you seek, you will acquire. So, and it's understandable why he would want his brother so bad. They're twins, you know. Like you develop that natural connection, like in your like as young as you are, even though how fast they grew up and stuff like that. But still, like it's not surprising that like he's gonna go naturally like want his brother back, especially when it was his first words.
Well, does
and
that
also-
mean that Viz is now back in White Vision?
Well, from what we gathered, technically White Vision has all the memories of previous Vision, but he's just not the actual Vision. So it's kind of like
Well, he's just not human.
yeah, he's not human. So like he has every single memory that Wanda's hexed Vision gave him. So essentially he is true Vision technically, if you want to go that route. Wanda, we don't know technically if she's alive or dead. I thought she was dead based off of everything else, but now I think she's alive. I still don't know the full story about
Yeah,
that.
they like said she was dead, which is why I think ending the show in hell, where you introduce Sacha Baron Cohen as Mephisto and pull Wanda out of hell with her sons, feels like the
Right.
perfect setup for White Vision.
It does. Now, some stuff that I'm trying to wrap my head around as well. If Billy entered the body right after the hex ended, and Wanda spent all that time studying the Darkhold because she wanted to figure out how to get back with her children, how was she not able to realize that one of her sons was in that body?
Probably because she's looking for her child's body. Like, she's not
Mhm.
looking for the soul of the child. Because the
But you would
soul.
think the
well,
Darkhold would be able to like discern
but the dark.
that,
I mean, the
no?
Darkhold's just a book.
That's
It's what
true.
it's what you look up. She
Yeah.
is saying, I created these things.
Mhm.
I let them die. The
Mhm.
souls are gone. I now need to find identical ones in the multiverse. The problem is, the souls are still alive.
Right.
And I don't
The one
think.
that I was thinking that possibly because Agatha said that like every witch with a beating heart now knows who you are because the sigil was broken. I'm curious if the sigil held Wanda from being able to know her son
If she's
existed.
alive.
But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like during Multiverse of Madness, like when she was alive looking for them. I wonder if the sigil that Billy had from that very beginning of it was the reason that Wanda couldn't find him while he was like still in the same universe as her.
Maybe. I mean, I still think that she was just looking in other universes, knowing that hers weren't real.
Right. Okay. So she
But I
probably was
understand what
thinking.
you're
She probably like didn't think that he
Why
would
would
have.
they? Yeah, she watched them die.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's very true. Which is crazy, by the way, that like her 10-year-old son was strong enough to realize that like instead of going away, I'm going to cast a spell to try to get into an empty body.
Well, we don't know if that's how. You think Billy the Kid cast a spell to go into the empty body?
I mean, you heard it like as William Kaplan is dying, like there is a spell being heard in the background that's like occurring, and then all of a sudden he wakes up and it's Billy Maximoff.
Yeah.
So there's something going on that like caused that to occur.
Maybe.
I love with all these questions and stuff. It's great.
So it ends the show with them going down the road. And I guess my big complaints are, so we see in the trailer that, I guess we forgot a crucial part. He shows Boyf. Jennifer, she's on a YouTube video with her skincare, and they're basically like, don't buy that scam stuff, and he goes, which is funny because they found out there's petroleum in it, and then he
Yeah.
says, with skin that flawless, how could it be a scam? Which then makes you go, oh, okay, so she's a witch. She
Mhm.
makes her skin flawless through spells, sells her crappy shit because her skin's nice, which is just funny. But all witches were seen in this episode except for Ria Vidal.
Yeah, again, Rio did not appear at the end of episode 5, and now episode
Yeah.
6 she doesn't appear at all.
Well,
so
I think I get 5 now. I mean, she is. We've agreed she's death. In that treehouse, someone just died. She has to take that soul across some ancestral plane. I'm sure.
you in the fucking ancestral plane.
So that's-
Yeah, I think that's how we're viewing it then, because it makes all the sense now.
Mhm.
It kind of does. But now I'm just curious because now I'm assuming Lilia and Jennifer have to be alive, right? Because there's still the other trial that they have to go to, where it's like they're the different witches of like pop culture and stuff like that, and they have to like break
Yeah.
it. That's next episode. I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Has to be. Let's do bigger predictions. I like, new rock stars that they are the witches
Yeah,
who lead you to hell.
I have not watched the episode 6 reactions yet, so I'll probably do that after we get off. But I'm curious. So now I'm fascinated by this logic. Is we're probably going to get the introduction of Tommy in episode 9, then, right?
Yes. Yeah, I would. So, my first thought when they were like, "Oh, you're going for something." Okay, cool. So this is another Young Avengers intro show.
Yes, absolutely.
Not in a bad
has
way.
to-
Just is.
Oh, no, I'm not mad at all. Now you're getting the full crew now of what off the top of my head. You're getting Kate Bishop, you're getting Kamala Khan, you're getting both the brothers, you're
Ironheart.
getting
Ironheart.
Ironheart, and you're getting Cassie Lang. So if that's your Young Avengers lineup, okay, I'm cool with it.
They'll have mutants, they'll have Young Avengers, they'll have Fantastic Four, and that seems to be where they're planting their flag. Which good. Here's the one thing I think is gonna be super interesting. Maybe a few times I had to really, really Google comic book shit. I've never read the comics, but I had to Google Agatha stuff. I had to Google who Zima was. Google things that really just aren't known. I'm about to enter an absolute territory of doubly don't know. Do you know how much Googling I had to do to understand the Billy and Tommy Maximoff thing? Still don't think I quite get what happened in the comics.
It's really weird how the comics explain it. How they were born, but they were actually
they were Mephisto's soul.
Mephisto, yeah. It's very strange, but I also think that they're trying to. But again, think about it. MCU is not taking everything from the comics. They're taking a lot of inspiration from it and stuff. That's kind of why I can't wait for Thunderbolts, simply for the fact that I'm fascinated to see how they're going to bring the Sentry to life.
What is the Sentry? Remind me.
So the Sentry, did you see the Thunderbolts trailer, the one that they just released? I think
yeah,
a couple months ago. You know in the scene where they're in the office building and stuff, and there's just this random guy named Bob.
I think so.
I feel like Bean's super confused right now about you doing this.
He doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know what to look at his ears.
Oh yeah, he's excited. He's also
he's in full on defense mode.
Yeah, he's Dad, what is going on here?
What were we saying? Thunderbolts.
So the Sentry is kind of the Sentry in the comics is this Superman level type of character.
Yeah.
In Marvel, it's this. It's this very hulking dude with long blonde flowing hair. He wears a gold. Wears a gold long piece with a blue cape and stuff like that. And the crazy thing about it is in his comic book origin, he's this famous superhero that nobody remembers. And the reason no one remembers him is because you find out after the fact that he wiped the memory of everyone on the planet of his existence, kind of like Spider-Man did. But the reason is because his arch enemy, the Void, which is like this giant monstrosity of darkness that can consume the whole world, is actually part of him.
Okay.
So it's like it's like a split personality type thing. Like one half of him is the Sentry, the other half is the Void. And the Void can like take over him and essentially just become this unstoppable juggernaut. So in order to essentially contain the Void, he sacrificed like any knowledge of anyone knowing him whatsoever so he could live in isolation forever. So the reason I'm excited for the Thunderbolts, they've introduced the character of him. His name's Bob. He like appears in like a office building of like just this like normal dude that they all converge on and stuff at some point. They're like, who is this guy? So what I'm guessing is like they're going to essentially potentially rewrite Marvel history by saying this guy has been there this entire time and
Yeah, I mean they take the comics as inspiration. So I mean they've
why I'm curious to see how they do this, because like in the comics, the Sentry's actually like is legit a Superman level like hero, powers and everything like that.
I think
it just has like a dark personality that can like consume all life on Earth if he wants.
Yeah, I think they are. The Thunderbolts are gonna be an interesting one because I mean, if they got 3 movies, I'd be floored. But we'll see. Maybe they're the new Guardians type team.
I was gonna ask, this feels like a Suicide Squad-esque.
Yes, 100. I mean, that's what it was. That's what it is.
But it's also like, but I do like some of the characters in them. Like I love Florence Pugh's character.
For sure.
She's great. And then like Bucky Barnes, you can't go wrong with. I thought the dude that plays U.S. Agent was good, and I really like Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character. As like you find out she's the fucking CIA. She's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Like I think they have good actors for it. I'm just curious to see how they bring it all together.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have a great cast. They have a great kind of product. What? Just eat your food. He's like mad I'm in this space.
He's so confused. Like you're messing with him so bad.
So let's do a little walkthrough here. I don't really think you answered. Maybe I didn't hear it or forgot about it. How do you think the show ends?
3 episodes left. There's 2 trials left technically. One is they still have to do Rio's trial. They still have to do
which that's another thing that pisses me off is like they have trials for people and they don't need all the witches?
Yeah,
Like-
so like that's why I feel like they're going to somehow be resurrected in the next episode. I think.
Yeah, well maybe. I know that Lilia and Jennifer are underground. They're under the mud. Like that's the scene we saw in the trailer mid-season. I guess
They allude to like and Agatha alludes to like Team killing them. So, but the thing is like how does Agatha survive the mud then?
yeah. That's kind of my thing. I think that the road's going to let them live and show. I'm trying to find this one up this. I hope I liked it. There was something talking about the sigil and how basically it represented that they should always Team was always going to be in the coven. It was something along like just the fact that she wrote the sigil in preparation for it, but there were some other things in there that really made it sound like explanatory why he was there. Because without Teen, are they really going to the road? Like would Agatha get these people together as a coven for the road without Teen? I don't know. I don't know if I think I kind of think no.
Well, yeah, because if I recall correctly, like when they were gathering the coven, Agatha even says something along the line of like if within a certain mile radius there will always be like X number of witches or witchy people. So therefore, like Agatha knew these individuals existed, but I can't imagine like Teen knew ahead of time of like who he was going to like bring on the road with him though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I did like that he saw Agatha Harkness, only witch to survive the witch's road.
Yeah, which also, by the way, I found fascinating about this. How like, did you notice like when he's talking to his boyfriend, how like he texted him a black heart, kind of
Yeah,
like
that
how
was what it was. That's what it was.
how the black heart also
Thank you.
represented Rio. Oh, that was
But it was
such a good connection.
It was, but what people were saying was that she wrote Blackheart on the list of people who were the witches coming with them because everyone saw that and thought, oh, because Death said my black heart beats for you or whatever. But the black heart was there, meaning that like this was always going. Lilia knew this was always going to happen. Lilia saw everything that's going to happen. Because the other side of it was when she says, the Power Witch again. I can't remember her fucking name. Christine, don't try to say Agatha. Because in the one when she's the bathroom, she goes, try to say Agatha. And Agatha's like, what did you say? And she's like, what? And the next one is, Shireen, don't. And basically it was the Clara Vescent character backwards saying, Clarence, don't try to say Agatha, alluding to the fact that Agatha was going to suck her power and kill her. Yeah, I thought that was a cool callback there, too.
Yeah. In terms of how it ends, I'm not sure because there's definitely 2 trials at least.
Yep.
And I feel like one of the trials is going to be like just Billy and Agatha doing something, right? Because like if I remember from the trailer, like there's a scene where they're like in like this room that's like a circular type thing and they're like doing something. So I'm fascinated to figure that out because here's the other thing too. Agatha's never revealed what actually is at the end of the movie.
No, not once. And so that was going to be my next question. What do you think Agatha got the first time? Which kind of alludes into your question of it. Like I don't
think it was the Darkhold. That's for sure.
No. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think
it
was.
If they got the Darkhold after this, I'd be pissed.
Right, like because like the Darkhold was clearly something she made in a deal that like I believe she sacrificed her kid for. What she got, that's
because here's what we know about Agatha back then.
Mm-hmm.
She allegedly, we don't know the story, allegedly gave up her son Nicholas Scratch for the Darkhold, is the story.
Right.
New Rockstar's theory is that she let Rio do it because she couldn't do it, and that's why all the other witches hated her, is because she made a deal with Death to get the Darkhold and knew what she was doing. I don't know. So I know we'll find the answer of what happened to Nicholas Scratch at the end of the show.
Yes, I agree.
The other portions that come out of that, we know that they basically said, like, her mom in that coven said you did unholy things and all this shit. Shot her with other powers. Agatha absorbed the powers. Maybe, I don't know. Here's my thing. I think maybe she learned to absorb powers at the end of the road, which would make sense. But I genuinely think she did the road after her mom in that coven died.
So, ooh.
Like, do you think she did the road before that moment?
I wonder if the road acted as her penance, maybe, for what she did. Maybe she felt remorse for what she did to her. Well, no, because I don't even think, like, even as, like, you see the scene in WandaVision, she doesn't look like she saw remorse for, like, killing her mother, because clearly her mother always hated her.
Yeah.
So...
Well, her mom said you were always evil. Sure. I think the road still came after that.
So are you saying then that all this, maybe Agatha actually never did finish the road?
I think that at the end of the road, they give you an opt-out.
What kind of opt-out? So, like, instead of giving you what you want, you have to make a sacrifice to get what you want, but Agatha wasn't willing to do it?
I think it is you either come over here and get what you want, or you can leave the road right now and just get out and just live your life. Like, because there's nothing about Agatha. So here's why I think it was after that incident.
Okay.
Everything leading up to that incident was Agatha gaining power and Agatha wanting the Darkhold, which she had, and Agatha doing all these terrible things, and she had no remorse on that cross. We don't know anything about her from that moment until WandaVision.
Right.
In WandaVision, she talks about you're the Scarlet Witch, like you have all this power. Why would Agatha be seeking out the Scarlet Witch? Like, why would she?
Well, she wanted the chaos magic, right? Because like she can't she gains power from taking it from other witches, and chaos magic is so strong in you from that perspective that she clearly wanted to harness it for herself.
Yes. It makes you just genuinely wonder, why did she want the chaos? Was it to be the strongest, the greatest? Because, I mean, from her existence to then, it's a weird time frame for her to come to Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, at the moment she's the most powerful. So there's two things that could have happened. Like either Wanda became the Scarlet Witch because she got so powerful, or Wanda has always been the Scarlet Witch, and that's when Agatha pounced. That's where I'm trying to get to. This is like she pounced when Wanda's at her strongest. Agatha's been alive since the fucking 1700s with this witch shit. I don't know.
Agatha was born. Wanda was born with that magic. Like that was made clear.
That's my point. Is like she wouldn't go. She went when she was vulnerable and at her strongest. I don't know, man. Like I get the chaos magic. I don't think that Agatha wanted to absorb it. I think maybe she wanted it on her side. She wanted to befriend, and maybe wanted to run the witch's road with the Scarlet Witch or something. She already had the Green Witch. She could then get the Scarlet Witch. I don't know. That was where my brain was going. Sorry that took so long. I was like,
no. It was a good conversation.
Okay,
I'm still trying. I'm trying to think because like now you're making me think that like it's possible that she actually didn't complete the road, and maybe this entire time, like she's known as the person that finished the road because she survived.
But what did she get? Like, there's nothing she has or nothing that's happened that would warrant me being like, oh, it's a genie that gives you this wish, or oh, you get this that's power forever.
That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm on the mindset of you that like it makes sense that she could have she got to the end, probably could have gotten what she wanted, but couldn't go through with it for whatever reason.
Maybe it's a deal with the devil. Like maybe it genuinely at the end of the road is a deal with the devil. You can either go home right now, or you can do a deal with the devil, and Nicholas Scratch would have come back, but Nicholas Scratch would have come back as some fucking zombie creature that wants to destroy Earth or something.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, hey, listen, deal with the devil is how we got Ghost Rider technically.
Dude, I'll tell you what, if Nicolas Cage walks out, I'll cream.
I'm also fascinated to see what kind of big up and coming actor they get to play. Tommy.
Yeah, I guess the sucky thing is we're not gonna know.
No, we're not. They've hidden cameos so well. Like I wasn't expecting Evan Peters to cameo in episode 6, so like for all we know, like there's a really good chance there's another big name actor that signed on, and we're not gonna know till the last episode.
Yeah, there's a kid that played it the first time. That's a really interesting question. I never even thought of that. The rumors were Javon Walton was cast for the Vision Quest show, and who on God's green earth is that? That is a boxer.
Okay, so then that leads to
Euphoria. He's been in the Umbrella Academy. He's been in the Addams Family 2, Utopia, Samaritan, Under the Bridge. Okay.
So that leads to my next question then. Is Vision Quest going to center on the twins now trying to find their dad? Is it going to center on Vision trying to find humanity and find who he is? Or what is it going to be then?
My guess would be it would be a quest for Vision. And they're just playing. Yeah, I do think it's the teens looking for their dad. The sucky thing is like, I don't know, man. It's getting to the point now where I do think they're enticing us into like again, I think they are making us fall in love with characters that I've never heard of. And the reason that it's tough with a guy like Vision is because he really was there from the beginning. Like he was Jarvis. He was a voice in a familiarity in a comfort zone, and Vision, the actual character, has been with us obviously since Age of Ultron, but he feels like the genuine staple of what to do and how to be. And I hope he's done soon, but that's also like, I don't know, that's like the last of like, yeah, sure, there's still some people, but that one sucks. Is how I'll word it. If they kill off Vision, I'll be like, Paul Bettany getting that role and everything.
We already got the killing off of
but
Vision.
Now it's just like... they brought him back, and now he's White Vision. I don't know. The Sea of Acephalese or whatever it is probably my favorite analogy ever now.
Oh, it was so well done. And this is, and by the way, it is pretty great too that like in terms of the Disney Plus MCU stuff, there is a true trilogy of shows.
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
WandaVision leads into Agatha all along, which is going to lead into Vision Quest. So that's pretty cool to see that they had the time to think about that.
Yep. Yeah, and then after, I mean, what's the next project after Agatha?
I think it's Ironheart.
Oh, that's so far away, isn't it?
I think there's like I think it's next year. It's going to be only 6 episodes, as far as I'm aware. I think that's the next Disney Plus project. I know the next like Marvel project I believe is Brave New World.
It says your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, formerly Spider-Man freshman year 2024, Eyes of Wakanda series 2024. When the fuck was this article made? Oh, this article made okay, it was updated in September, so it's true. Thunderbolts is May 2nd, 2025. Captain America Brave New World is February 14th. 2025. Okay. Ironheart's 2025. Avengers Doomsday's 26. Yeah. So I mean, really, well, Fantastic Four first step. So 2024, we're supposed to have some stuff. It's not happening. The next thing would be Brave New World on February 14th. Is that Valentine's? No.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
February
14th. Wow, shit. All right. Well, I'll buy cat tickets. Daredevil Born Again, March 2025. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025. Fantastic Four First Steps, July 25th, 2025. Blade, November 7th, 2025.
Well, we'll see.
What are your expectations for Fantastic Four First Steps, Greg?
Oh, I'm so fascinated because like I have not seen like I've seen like still images from like the test footage they showed at Comic-Con, and I still am not fully sure of Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I don't know why. There's just something about him that like I don't get that vibe just yet. I think Vanessa Kirby is a perfect cast for Invisible Woman. And I'm curious also like how they kind of designed it, how it's going to be a futuristic 50s aesthetic as well, which I think is so cool and so unique.
Yeah.
I think the logic that they're going to go with is that probably Galactus somehow is going to devour their planet, and in order to save their humanity, Reed Richards realizes he has to venture into a different universe.
Oh, okay, so you think Reed Richards takes the family to our universe to try to find a solution for his universe?
Either find a solution, or they try everything they can to stop Galactus and fails, so in their last-ditch effort they come to our universe.
And they say Galactus is on the way.
Yes. And I've still been trying to like understand like how like Robert Downey Jr. like Doctor Doom like kind of sets in motion that one, and it's still something that I'm so fascinated to try to figure out, but like I feel like that is minimum on that one. 2
high-level scenarios there.
Okay.
Not much depth. Number one is the simple one. That is a universe where Robert Downey Jr.'s face is Victor Von Doom. There is a universe in which I have your life and you have my life and we're the same people. There's a universe in which our bodies are different and we're different people. There's infinite universes. So there is one out there where Robert Downey Jr.'s face, Iron Man's face, is the face of Victor Von Doom. The other one that I've heard a little bit, he's not the actual Victor Von Doom. Meaning that he is the Victor Von Doom of the Fantastic Four's world. And when Galactus eats it, Robert Downey Jr. is then gone. And this was just to drum up and draw attention. On our universe, the Victor Von Doom is another actor everybody would love and adore. But they are trying for the first time in Marvel history to actually surprise us with something.
That'd be cool. That'd be so cool.
I agree. It's lengthy and it's clunky, but it would be very cool. And it also wouldn't ruin everybody's homage of Robert Downey Jr., but it would also prove that they're just doing it for some money.
Yes, but in fairness, like if they can do it in a creative way
Agreed.
that makes sense, and also I firmly believe that if there's a character, if there's an actor that can actually bring Victor Von Doom like appropriately to life, I think it's Robert Downey Jr.
But imagine this: we go through all the Fantastic Four first steps, and let's even say we get a second movie in that universe, or some, I don't care.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all of it has Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom, and then the four of them leave.
Mhm.
Galactus eats that world, and in our
Mhm.
world, it's Killian Murphy, and Killian Murphy is our world's Victor Von Doom. You
Mhm.
can't convince me everyone on the planet, I don't care who you are, would love that move.
Of Killian Murphy as Victor Von Doom.
As
Yeah.
Killian Murphy, because that's who everyone wanted, and we got Robert Downey Jr. If they rewarded the fans the way that we wanted John Krasinski, but he's not it,
Yep.
like that type of stuff. If they genuine, because he's a great actor. It's not like
He
he's
is.
like, it's not like they're throwing us a bone. But if they genuinely had in our universe Killian Murphy
Mhm.
as Victor Von Doom, and that was just that universe, we'd never have to worry about Spider-Man meeting Robert Downey Jr. We'd never have to worry about pretty much any of the issues of any, like, well, he could pretend to be him on a marketing or do a video and pretend to be Tony Stark. He just has to put a suit on. I think that would be the coolest thing Marvel's ever done.
It would be kind of like how in the comics, like there's a scene where like when Doom becomes God Doom and stuff, and he like grabs Kang and just
Yes.
breaks him in half essentially, like to display like how strong he is and stuff. Like you could very much get a realization where like, yeah, like Cillian Murphy plays Victor Von Doom, but he's not evil, and like Robert Downey Jr.'s character is just like, I'm taking over your life because this is me. Actually, that would be phenomenal and stuff.
Do you?
And also,
Yeah, go for it.
and also, like, it would be awesome to see, like, because I assume, I'm not saying Cillian Murphy is like too big to be in a Marvel movie, but it would be kind of fun to like say like he got that off his docket list, be like, I appeared in this just as myself.
Yep.
Mhm.
True. Yeah. No, I think it'd be cool. What do you think happens with Kang? Because here's my big issue with it.
Yeah.
You can't not address it because my main boy Ant-Man still there, still like what's he gonna do? Not
Yeah,
tell?
man. If they would have ended that movie with him and Hope trapped in the quantum verse, that movie would have been so much better.
I
I
agree.
think,
I
in my
agree.
opinion.
But I mean, what happens with Kang? Because a lot of people were saying he's going to become, I think it's called like the Minutemen, which is there's like a Marvel group of people in the Quantumverse who become like these robot. Hold on, let me look it up.
Hmm.
I think it's
Well,
they're a
because here's
police force for the time stream. Man, keep going.
Well, here's the part that sucks too, is like they've already established like the Council of Kangs, so like they've established that like, a Kang exists in every universe, and they're all connected in some sort of way and are all aware of each other. So
Yep.
like yeah, that I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. You could. I don't think it'll work, but I mean another like idea is you could have like Victor Von Doom of Robert Downey Jr. be a variant of Kang.
Well, I know there's a lot of times about Kang. Like there are like Robert Downey Jr. and Kang, obviously not the actual thing. They very much are related in certain aspects, right?
Yes, very similar, like very similar beings of like world of like domination of like the multiverse and stuff like that and all that. Yeah, so I get that. The thing that I'm curious about, and this is like kind of like too over the top and stuff, but it's still fascinating. If every Kang is aware of each other in every single universe and stuff like that, I'm curious if the Kangs are aware of the Watchers.
I would say no. I guess
Okay.
my question would be why would they be? Because for me, the Watchers are the only thing that's ever witnessed a Watcher is what the Watcher wants it to be witnessed, or Ultron.
Or that super extremely powerful Ultron that was somehow able.
Why
to,
would Kang know the Watchers?
I don't know, because like to me it just because like if Kang is aware of the multiverse and is connecting with every single Kang in every single universe, and the Watcher is aware of every single multiverse
Yeah.
to a degree, like I just feel like
But-
there would be some sort of connection right there that like if
No.
every
A
universe
guy knowing about the multiverse is different than the all-seeing being of the multiverse. All Kang knows is that there's different universes. Kang doesn't know
Okay.
that there's a governing body out there different. It's like me being like, we have 9 planets in our solar system. I know all, and you go, yeah, motherfucker, we're one of a trillion solar systems, and I go, oh, it's big. That's the thing here. Like I understand I understand where you're coming from.
okay.
I would Kang knows the multiverses are there. He's not aware of the bigger picture that there are
He's
things
not
that
aware
watch.
of like the galactic like.
Well, that's so
overarching-
big to him. Why would he think there's
Yeah.
something bigger?
I don't know. Maybe that is true. He probably thinks the Council of Kings are big enough, essentially, or the discovery of the
Yep.
multiverses were big enough, essentially. So okay,
Cool.
that would be like the equivalent of. That's like kind of the equivalent of like how the Watcher like sees the tree of time, essentially
Yes,
that look
100%.
and stuff. Yeah, so that makes sense. Okay.
Cool. Greg, I feel good.
I feel good, but I did want to like
Do
to
it.
actually ask something real quick before
Yeah, what's
we.
up?
Oh, the NBA season starts next week, man.
It does.
It
Bronny
does.
has
It's
not
snuck
been
up
sent
on
to the G League yet.
No, and you know what else we found out today is that yet again Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely for another extended period of time.
Dude.
You didn't see that?
I did. That man is all team what if. Like all generation. Like not he's not Derrick Rose, he's not Len Biles, he's not that journey. He's all second team what if.
Dude, I forgot he played 65 games last year. Or 60,
He's-
he played like 68 games last year.
But
yeah,
he's
but
like
you-
one of the
you think
greatest
that-
shooting guards ever. He is the
Mhm.
greatest third quarter NBA player ever. I mean, the man put 30 up in one quarter by himself. He is a
Mhm.
spot up shooter. It sucks that he was the second greatest shooter in Warriors history because he
Yes.
happened to play against the greatest shooter ever in his backcourt.
Oh,
But man, the injuries. Like, he's so sick.
he is, but like my God, like that right knee is just like a death knell to
Yeah.
him. Here's the fascinating thing that I don't know about that I love. First of all, the Clippers are opening their brand new arena this
And
year.
Kawhi is out indefinitely.
Kawhi's on indefinitely. PG is in Philly, and you're gonna have a team led by James Harden opening that brand new arena. But here's the kicker that I did not realize either. Because of the Paul George trade that
Uh-huh.
they did with the Thunder all those years ago, where they gave up Shai and like all those draft picks and stuff. One of those draft picks was an unprotected first round pick for 2025.
Damn.
So if the Clippers are bad this year because they don't have Kawhi and James Harden is leading them and they don't have much else to work with, they're not going to have their lottery pick and it's going to go to Oklahoma City.
Good.
So Oklahoma City could potentially end up with another like generational talent on that team of just like young thoroughbreds like everywhere to
Dude,
begin
I'm
with.
gonna tell you flat out.
That's wild to
The
me.
101, Greg, is Cooper Flag.
Oh, easily. I have not seen anything else to deter that. I can't wait to
He's
watch.
so
Duke.
sick, Greg.
I
He's
can't wait
so
to watch
sick.
Duke. I mean, like everyone saw the video of him, like with USA men's basketball, right? Like he was dropping on them. Like the dude's gonna be a stud. I can't wait to watch
All
Duke
right,
games.
I
this
found a mock. Cooper Flag to the Nets. Ace Bailey out of Rutgers to the Wizards at 2.
Ooh, okay.
We got to learn some names this year. Dylan Harper out of Rutgers to the Trailblazers. Damn, what the fuck's up with Rutgers
the-
right now?
I didn't know Rutgers was this good. Jesus.
Harper is the more polished of the top 3 Rutgers prospects. Wow.
Okay.
all right. Next, to the Pistons, VJ Edgecombe, guard out of Baylor.
Okay.
Chicago at 5 takes Nolan Traore out of Saint Quentin, a French team, I would assume.
Okay.
The Jazz take Kasparis Jakusionis out of Illinois, the guard, 19 years old.
I was
Literally.
not prepared for Illinois.
Yeah, me neither. I thought it was going to be Gutentag. Charlotte Hornets take Asa Newell, the 6'9" big man out of Georgia.
Okay.
Toronto Raptors take Ben Seraph, the 6'6 wing out of Ratio Farm Oob.
Okay.
He had an enormous under-18 European championship while playing for Israel, winning MVP of the event. So that must be an Israel 18. We'll get to the top 10. San Antonio Spurs at 9 via Atlanta, which is interesting. They have the 9th and 10th pick. 9, they take Con Knuppel, the 6'5 guard out of Duke. And then at 10, they take Liam McNeely out of UConn, which makes sense. Yeah, I know one of these names.
I know one of those names as well.
Flag.
Oh, okay. This is gonna be a fun college basketball year.
We gotta learn some stuff. Yeah, we gotta do.
Yeah, we are gonna learn some stuff. But in terms of the NBA, real quick. So Celtics are coming off of a championship year. Curious to see how they do this year. This is the last year of NBA on TNT.
Yes.
Which is
no,
not.
They're gonna do some. They're gonna push the boundaries.
You think? I can't wait.
I think they're gonna push the boundaries because they know under Chuck they're gonna do the same show. Like Chuck already said he would do the show.
Yeah.
I bet you they push the boundaries of what TNT can do because on Chuck's show they'll be able to do whatever they want to do. So they're going to be very Pat McAfee and they are going to cause some shit just because, and I love it because Chuck's going to say, "What if we get fired? We'll just start the show tomorrow." So I'm excited. I think the Lakers look good. I don't think they'll win a title this year. Respectfully. I think I've brought this up to you before. This is one of the most underwhelming draft classes I think I've ever seen in terms of rookie. I'll tell you flat out. I'm Dalton Connect, Rookie of the Year.
I know you are. I'm with you. I think Dalton Connect could win Rookie of the Year this year alone, just from the fact that he produced in college.
Yep.
And of all the situations that everyone is in, he's the best. Although, watch out for Bub Carrington at the Wizards. Just saying. But in terms of everything else within the NBA, I'm just thinking about this big picture. Teams that might actually look really good this year. One, the Grizzlies are going to get John Morant back.
Yep.
So you have that. I think that and also I don't know if you saw a picture of this, but Zion looks lean, dude. He looks lean. He looks bulky.
Stay healthy a whole year, then I'll believe it.
This could be the year the Pels make the run. Just saying. And then I also think and then I also have to look at this as well. If we look in the East, what are the expectations for your lovely Philadelphia 76ers, my friend?
Bums. Gone. I have literally, I can't express to you how excited I am to watch Pink cry another year.
Did you see Joel Embiid said, why would I? Joel Embiid already said he's not going to do back-to-backs.
Yeah, he's basically there's, no reason to, I won't. I mean, dude, look. I hate Philly. I hate Cleveland. I'm very cool about the two of them. I think they're doing fine. I don't want to see my friends cry, but I would love for the Sixers to be terrible. Actually, Greg, I would love for them to be undefeated and then lose in the first round to the Hawks. That would be fun. That would be a good quality time for us. They're just Embiid's fragile. They got rid of Jimmy Buckets for Tobias Harris, Tobias Harris on his best day is Jimmy Butler on his worst. They bring in continuous guards who show so much promise. Tyrese Maxey is so good, but they don't have the performance from the best center we've seen ever that matches
Which, by the way, shout out to Maxey. Got his contract, and he's getting
amazing
deal in the offseason. He's a stud. Just saying.
I love Maxey, and they have a lot of guys that are there. But when you go with a Ben Simmons, and you go with a Markelle Fultz, and you go with Jahlil Okafor, and you ride all these. And dude, I love Jahlil. Do not get me wrong. It's one of my worst busts.
I'm aware. I'm not bugging.
He was back to the rim center. It was amazing. Anyways, it just. I don't know. They make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, and I'm tired of them acting like they were one Kawhi Leonard bounce away from winning a title. Because even though he rolled,
is PG-13 a bad decision? You think?
Terrible. But I like Paul George. Paul George, when he broke his leg, lost the trajectory of the best player in the league. And I wish he had.
Paul George was on pace to be a top 3 player in the NBA before he broke.
He was the best player on that USA team, in terms of how they're playing at that moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, LeBron's better. Obviously, there's guys that are better. But, like, in that moment, he was the best player. It sucks. I love Paul George. What do they think they're getting? Like, they're not getting the Pacers PG-13. They're barely getting the Thunder.
Mm-hmm. I think, I don't know, because like I think they also looked at PG as like he had to be the guy in LA because of Kawhi not being reliable and James Harden. So maybe they're expecting like a bounce back year from next case. I wonder if the logic with PG also is probably the fact too that we're not relying on him to be like the catalyst for the offense, perhaps.
Yeah.
Just I mean, like, I don't want to say he's a role player or anything like that, but like, PG. Yeah, but hear me out too. Like PG definitely has like at least another 2 years left in him before he probably like dips in production a little bit. And if you're going to dip, I think it's more than okay to be on a team with Joel Embiid if he does play 65 games minimum, and Tyrese Maxey, who's a budding star in this league. So there are worse things to happen. But I think we touched on this last year as well. I love the parity in the NBA, man. There's off the top of my head, there are like half the league is a title contender. Easily. Like I look at just off the top of my head, just kind of thinking of like different teams with these different like budding cores like coming up and stuff like that. The West is going to be insane to try to figure out who's gonna come up from there, I think. So, because like I don't see the Mavs going back to the NBA Finals this year, that's for sure. So
no, I mean, if they were, I wouldn't be floored just because Clay obviously killed me, but Luka's, I think, best point guard in the league, maybe. In terms of like who he is, I still have respect for Steph.
No, yeah, but like fuck, like you got the Thunder are finally coming abound. Like I think the T-Wolves might be better with Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo on that team.
I agree.
Yeah,
I can't believe the Knicks made that move.
No, the Nuggets are still a thing with Jokic and Murray. The Grizzlies are getting Ja Morant back.
Yep. Celtics.
Yeah, the Celtics are still
the NBA champions, Greg.
Yeah, they're fucking great. I'm gonna eat the Jamal Brown thing for the rest of my life. Which, by the way, I watched this hot one. I'm gonna watch his hot. I watched his hot one interview.
Jaylen Brown.
He's an awesome dude. Just saying.
No.
Jaylen Brown. I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, Greg, you're funny.
Yeah.
Give me Lakers. They sweep the Nets in the finals. Which one is most unlikely? The Lakers sweeping in the finals or the Nets being the team they swept? What's more unlikely?
More unlikely?
Yeah. The Lakers sweeping a team in the finals or the Nets getting swept by the Lakers in the finals?
It's probably the Nets. The Nets are really
yeah, they're really bad.
All
right, I'm shut it down.
The Nets are so bad. How many games until JJ Redick gets fired? Just out of curiosity, because I want him back on my TV.
7. Chip, thanks for tuning in. Everybody that's been texting me, thanks for tuning in. Greg, we are gonna do no show until the first week of November. Greg has something next week. I have Halloween happy hour the following week. So apologies to everybody, but we'll see you guys in 3 weeks, which will be a fancy episode.
It is fancy episode, yeah. Derek's birthday is always fancy episode.
We put on suits and we make cocktails and we talk fancy.
Well,
Greg,
I drink straight whiskey, but that's just me.
All right, I love you, buddy. Good show. I'll see you in 3 weeks.